Wolverine is a rush-down character in Marvel Tokon. The entire objective when playing this guy should be getting to your opponent's face and mixing them up, and he is one of the best in the game at doing so. I didn't want to rush this guy. I wanted to play him until I got to a high rank. I wanted to find the good teammates that would help Wolverine achieve his objective. So today we're gonna talk about Wolverine, his mix-up, the neutral, which characters work really well with him, which can enable Wolverine. We're even gonna talk about Oki and everything when it comes to this guy, so you don't wanna miss out on it. The main strength of Wolverine comes in the form of his mix-up game. He does have a very basic low overhead game with his down unique, which is a low, and his forward and unique, which is overhead. Both of these are safe on block, and both of them can be comboed after if you are using assist, and if you have rage on, you can get meterless combos regardless, which is obviously very strong. But he also have a left-right mix-up with his weapon axe special, his down and light medium heavy, which is really strong, and I don't see people using it that often. It is unsafe and it is a little bit slow, but if you got it right, and there are some block strings that will enable you to get so, it can be very powerful. But Wolverine is also really good at having high block stun specials that will allow him to raw tag into other characters and enables them to get mix-ups as well. So his mix-up game whenever he touches the opponents is very strong. But obviously things aren't that perfect for Logan, because unfortunately his range is on the shorter end. He's one of the stubbiest characters in the game. Most of the really good ones like Magic will have way better range than you, and even other characters with good mix-ups like Spider-Man is gonna have way more range on their low overheads, which makes playing neutral kinda difficult for Logan. And this gets even worse when you consider the fact that his fireball is not that great, right? The light fireball goes nowhere, the medium fireball is really slow, and the issue with that is that you are not really able to use the projectile assist to lock them down, where other characters will be able to use their projectile cancels into a fireball assist to lock you down and force their way in. It's gonna be really difficult for Logan to do so, and this means that his neutral is gonna be pretty difficult. He does have good movement, but it's hard for him to pin down the opponent, and that's why Logan or Wolverine really need an enabler. He needs a character that can assist him to play the game, and that's why I think if you're wanting to play Wolverine, it's most likely you're gonna try to play him on point, and you're gonna need a character with a great projectile assist. Like, you're gonna need to go for a top tier projectile assist, and that's why I think a character like Iron Man is a fantastic assist for Wolverine, because his Unibeam have a ton of block and hit stun. It's gonna allow you to get in. Others like Deadpool could also be really good to cover up for Wolverine, contest a lot of range, and between Wolverine aerial fireball and assists like the Iron Man assist, you can cover most of the screen, so you have much stronger neutral presence. Another way you can use Wolverine is having another character on point, someone with very strong neutral, and use them to tag into Wolverine to be in a favorable mix-up position. Like I said, what I use is Iron Man, and I love using something like Iron Man's unique, which can lock down the opponent and then use some block strings into an active tag to force Wolverine into being in on the opponent. And I really like this because it does have kind of like a frame trap element to it, and if I got the hit, I get the combos, which could be really good, but also it's very powerful on block, which is cool. You can do something similar with, say, Storm, and Storm also is like really good at forcing her way in, and her neutral is amazing. She's one of the best characters in the game, and get Logan into a very favorable position. Although personally I still love the Wolverine on point, Iron Man as an assist, or the other way around, because both of them can get Logan in point blank, enable him to force his mix. To briefly explain how this works, you pretty much use your point character to create a block string and then use the Wolverine assist, and and you maintain plus frames, so you go into another block string, special tag into Wolverine while he's still on the screen, and using something like the smart missiles for Iron Man for this purpose could be like very rewarding and very good. Learning how to use this tech is very vital for Wolverine, whether he is on point and you're tagging into a mix-up character like Storm, or having a strong character with strong neutral on point and tagging into Wolverine. Getting the hang of this sort of mix will skyrocket your potential with this character. So how do we play neutral with Wolverine, given that we have him on point? It's gonna be a lot of using your assists to fill the screen with projectiles, stuff like I said, Iron Man, and using Wolverine's quick movement. You're gonna fish a lot with his mediums. Both his standing medium and crouching medium are probably his best buttons to fish for in the neutral. Try to cancel into his uniques to make sure that you are shipping at the opponent, which could be like really good. Another thing that you gotta use with Logan that not a lot of people use are his aerial projectiles. Although his grounded projectile I think is not that good, the aerial one does have pretty good health box, and if you have the ground cover with an assist, you can cover a large portion of the screen with the aerial one, and it comes out really fast. So this one could be really good at like having neutral presence as well. You also wanna use his air dashes a lot because he doesn't have really good jumping normal. I think his jumping heavy have fantastic range and comes out really fast, and is a nasty on cross up, and I think his jumping medium is very good as well. Both of them can put a lot of pressure on the opponent. Ideally, you want to have an aerial assist like Magneto's as well, because Wolverine doesn't have great projectiles himself, so you want to accompany yourself with characters like Iron Man, like Magneto, that can really put hitboxes on the screen to cover for your approach. You also want to use Wolverine's aerial unique a lot, which is kind of like this dive kick. This move by itself is negative on block and it is punishable, but you can make it safe by canceling into an assist, and that way you can even make it like plus on block. You can cancel into his back unique, which is a charged punch, and if they try to interrupt, if they try to hit you, you can armor through their hit and hit them backwards, and with the use of the assist you can get combos out of that. One thing I will say though is that this is throwable, like they can grab you out of it, so it's not that great if they know the matchup, but covering with the assist is always like a really good way of forcing your way in with this move. Now obviously a big part of playing neutral is gonna be how to defend and anti-air as well. Like the rest of the roster, his down H is a very good anti-air and will lead to a launch and lead to good combos, so that part of it is good. But what I really like about it is that if they happen to block, you can cancel it into his unique Rekka and then go into the overhead or the low. Like if they try to bait you into an anti-air, you can turn that into a mix-up opportunity, which I think is really strong. Another aspect of Wolverine that I don't see a lot of people using is his OD, or enhanced his heavy uppercut, his heavy DP, because this one comes out really fast and it have armor. So if they're trying to jump at you, if they are airborne, you can throw this one out there, and if you happen to get the hit, you will get a launch into a combo. That's really good. You will armor through this attack. The move in general is really good on whiff as well, like you recover really fast. So I think this is one of these moves that are underrated and people are not using it as well as they should, in my opinion. Wolverine is not a character that uses a lot of his specials in the neutral, but let me explain how his unique work. It's pretty much like a bunch of special moves. You have the overhead with the forward unique, you have the low with the down unique, the armored move with the back and unique, there's a dive kick with the aerial unique, and just press neutral and unique will do like the Rekka, where it's a couple of slashes into one of the follow-ups I just mentioned, and if you happen to hit any of them, you will get rage, which will enhance the follow-up hits if you happen to hit them with another unique again. There will be a combo section at the end, so you can check that out, but that is a basic gist of it. Now let's talk about pressure, because pressure is important. You have to know which block strings you should go for, and with Wolverine, by far in my experience, the best block string is going for standing line light into crouching light, because you can do so much out of that. Out of that, you can go standing light, crouching light into the overhead. You can go standing light, crouching light into the down medium, into heavy, or the down medium into heavy, into the down unique, or the down medium into the down unique. There is so many possibilities. You got the low overhead game on just by tagging them with these two normals, and that is really great. But what's really solid about this sequence is that from this, you can also cancel into his weapon X, which is his down, down, and heavy, and you can steer it by pressing forward so that you cross them up or you stay in the front if you didn't do anything. So this just enables a ton of mix-ups on the opponent. This is a fantastic block string that I suggest you practice really well.
Here I go. Now, let me.
Got this. Watch out.
Another important thing when playing with Wolverine is when you go for the raw overhead, especially on their wake up, you really want to go for that a lot, right? Because his overhead is very strong. Sometimes they will jump on wake up and they will get out of the way, and sometimes you will get punished. So whenever you try to go for a raw overhead on the opponent, make sure that you summon your anti-air assist to cover you, because that's gonna happen a lot. And that's where you can go for the overhead but still keep yourself safe. Now, since Logan, like I said, is a mix-up character, it's important to know your Oki. What can you get on a knockdown? And one of the most common knockdowns in this game is the wall transition, when you transition them into another arena. It's very easy with Logan. You just mash on your unique, the normal unique, the 5U, right? And this is really good, because if they try to mash on wake up, you're gonna get the counter hit, you're gonna get the combo. If they try to jump, if they try to do anything, you pretty much got the hit. And if they happen to block, well, you got to force the mix. Maybe they'll go for a crossover and then you will reflect. It pretty much sets you up into a very favorable position. And once you condition them that you have to respect your 5U on a wall or a stage transition, then you can try to go for a bait on them assembly counter and get a ton of damage in the process. And that's it, pretty much. Like, Wolverine, I think, is a very simple character. He have simple tools, and his specials are mostly gonna be like combo fillers. He's not really complicated, but you have to be able to use what the game gives you, the general mechanics, really well to do impressive work with Logan. And now I'm gonna leave you with a combo section so you have an idea which combos work with this guy. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. We'll be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.
You're going down. Perfect. Say bye. Come with me. Going down.
Help's on the way.
Eviscerate.
I'm on it.
Get up.
You need my help, Wolverine.
Ready?